World on GCW World Championship. Homicide versus Moxley. The waiting is over. Tonight is the night, and the most prestigious championship in our sport is on the line. Two men enter, one walk away with the championship.
Dave Prazak, I have jumped back in. Lenny Leonard back here with Kevin and Dave Prazak as the music, the very familiar music, the Bed-Stuy's own notorious 187 Homicide rings out here in a sold-out Hammerstein Ballroom, the same building that 15 years ago, last month, this man won a world title by beating the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
He sure did. This is Homicide's house.
Yeah, no stranger to championships. Tonight's his night to become GCW World Champion.
He's got the momentum. You saw him win the Rumble. He blazed through every top competitor in Game Changer Wrestling in that Rumble to get this opportunity. But think of who he has to beat to get there, to get his hand raised at the end. We've seen so much respect to Homicide. Inducted into the Independent Wrestling Hall of Fame last night. The tribute to 5150, the amazing show presented in Brooklyn and Villain to honor 25 years of Homicide in this game, available on Fight TV. And now, the biggest match of the modern era of Homicide.
We await the in-ring return of the GCW World Champion.
Been a lot of anticipation. A lot of people waiting. The waiting's over, guys.
Yeah, this is a matchup very much like the one we saw earlier between Ali Catch and Ruby Soho, and that you've got two athletes who are beloved by the fans. It's going to be a treat no matter who walks out of this building. But right now, the heavyweight champion of the world, Jon Moxley, has come back to Game Changer Wrestling.
Moxley repping that new GCW shirt available from GCWmerch.com. Mox is back. He's got the gold. He is focused and he is ready for war. What a dream match.
He won the GCW World title from Matt Cardona at Art of War Games in Chicago back in September. This is the second defense of that championship. He beat Nick Gage at GCW Fight Club back in October. And obviously, Jon Moxley's personal story has played out in a very public way over the last several months. It is great to see the World Heavyweight Champion back inside the ring doing what he does as well as anyone.
Absolutely.
On the face of the earth. And let's go to MLJ for the introductions.
This contest,
title match,
set for one fall, is for the Game Changer Wrestling World Championship. When the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, Mr. Ryan Turok. Introducing first, in the corner to my right, he is the challenger. Fighting out of Bed-Stuy, do or die, Brooklyn, New York. He is a motherfucking Hall of Famer. He is the notorious 187. This is Homicide. And in the opponent to my left, fighting out of the East Side, Cincinnati, Ohio, with an official weight of 213 pounds. He is the current reigning, defending Game Changer Wrestling World Champion, Jon Moxley.
The champion is here to do battle. This is going to be amazing.
These two men are like two sides of the same coin. Both these men grew up in very tough neighborhoods, having to fight and scrap and scrape on the streets every day of their life, walking through drug dealers to get to school.
And now they're hearing thousands of people chant welcome back to Jon Moxley. Moxley's ready to go. You could just see it in his eyes. You could see it in his body language. He arrived with the belt. He plans to leave with the belt.
The best shape of his 17-year career as well.
Moxley and Homicide.
Good look at the World Championship. On the line, we have the opening bell. Moxley versus the Notorious 187.
These two men know each other very well. They've had 4 prior singles matches. Moxley's actually 3-1 against Homicide in singles matches, but 2 of those
A chant of "Fuck Bully Ray" erupts through the building. Fuck Bully Ray. We're here to talk about the world on GCW.
I was saying these two men fought 4 times before. Moxley's beaten Homicide 3 times. 2 of those wins by Moxley were in relaxed or no rules matchups.
Sure.
So 1-1 in regular singles matches as Moxley scores with a forearm and Homicide fires right back. And Moxley loves it.
And you know, as you've seen so far tonight, Lenny, it's almost just short of relaxed rules, dare I say. Based on what we've seen so far, I don't think there's going to be any disqualifications in this matchup.
These are 2 guys who are not afraid to bend and or break the rules at their convenience.
Yeah, they'll take it to the limit every time. Oh, shit. Mocking him. Mocking Moxley. Easier said than done. It's amazing to see the renewed vigor and focus from Moxley. Drawing a proverbial line in the sand, offering his chin.
Face to face.
These 2 guys love to fight. They love the spirit of competition. They want to prove each and every night that they are the very best at what they do.
As if they even have to prove it, but still that shows why they're the best.
When you're at that level, you want to prove it to yourself each
Correct.
and every night. You want to test yourself against the very best, and it's again right hands back and forth in the middle of the ring. Champion and challenger slugging it out, and Moxley goes downstairs.
Continuing to fire away at both the leg and land those jabs as well. Sends Homicide into the ropes, puts on the brakes.
Moxley
charges
rushes in, though.
To the floor, though, as Homicide stepped to the side. Back in comes Moxley. Elbow takes Homicide off his feet.
Got all of that one. Homicide checking to see if all his teeth are still connected. And then takes the brilliant veteran move to just step outside for a minute and get his bearings. He looks stunned.
Moxley wasn't going to wait. Knocks Homicide off the apron, and he hit the floor hard.
Jon Moxley is not someone who waits for the fight to come to him. Moxley's going to bring the fight to Homicide, and it is spilled out to the floor where, again, both these men are very, very comfortable. Moxley, though,
went for that double axe handle, but got caught right in the midsection by Homicide. And now they're out in the aisleway here, coming back by the stage.
Continuing to fight right in front of the people here at ringside as Homicide pounding away on the head of Moxley. Oh, and he's biting his ear.
Damn.
Doing whatever it takes to maintain the
It's
advantage.
that street style. It doesn't matter whether it's the Brooklyn streets or the streets of Ohio.
They don't ask how, they ask how many.
Indeed.
Homicide looking to add one more championship to his illustrious career.
Mox avoids that DDT attempt, but shoulder into the ring post right there. As he went for the shoulder to the midsection, Moxley one step ahead.
And anybody who's followed the career of Homicide will know this man has had a plethora of shoulder injuries throughout the 28-year history of this man inside the ring. And Moxley now potentially has a giant bullseye on the body of the challenger here in New York City.
Moxley taking some time here to walk it out, scout his next move. I thought he was going for some plunder perhaps, but he's come back to the ring. A very sportsmanlike move.
Well, waiting for Homicide to get back inside and continue to fight.
Well, here's the thing. At the end of the day, Jon Moxley does not have to beat Homicide. Homicide has to beat Jon Moxley.
Facts.
Jon can wait and take his time.
Take the count out if necessary. Oh, no.
He's taking his time to try to break the fingers of Homicide.
Manipulating the digits.
Referee Ryan T in there to try to maintain a little bit of order. Moxley trying to set up Homicide here. Pile driver.
Spikes the challenger cover to retain the championship, a kick out.
Didn't hook the leg on that pin attempt. Homicide able to stay in this match.
Which isn't easy to do with someone like Moxley.
Not many people can be on the receiving end of a pile driver from Jon Moxley and kick out at 2.
Just those brutal cross faces
Absolutely
from Moxley.
vicious. Absolutely vicious.
And I'd have to say right now, guys, this match is being wrestled at a pace that definitely favors the GCW World Champion, Jon Moxley.
100%.
Just kicking away at the chest.
But despite the injuries to the shoulder, look at Homicide absorbing those blows to the chest and arm like they were nothing.
Moxley off the ropes. Homicide catches the leg, though, as he went for another kick. And dumps him with the suplex.
The exploder on Moxley, not done yet. It's
One more.
right in the middle of the ring. Moxley going to take some time and roll out to the floor. Smart move by the champ.
But as you know, with Homicide, just stepping out of the ring doesn't mean you step to safety. Good Lord.
Tope con hilo from Homicide.
Literally risking life and limb to hit that maneuver.
Let's take another look. Homicide with Moxley out on the floor. Signature maneuver as he hit those ropes with momentum. Flipping through the ropes. Tope con hilo wiping him out on the concrete floor.
Back inside the ring, live action. Homicide charges the corner and eats an elbow from the world champ, Moxley.
Moxley trying to elevate his game here, but got caught up there by Homicide. Homicide with the cutter. Got all of it.
Cover.
We have a new champ here. Shoulders down. Moxley up at 2.
Homicide can't believe it. Got all of that, too. 187 does not play around.
And a hush came over this building. You can hear a pin drop after that ace crusher. Now looking for the cop killer.
Can he get it? Homicide has him up, but Moxley lands on his feet. Big forearm shot as they go back and forth.
Standing and trading in the center of the ring. 2 warriors. 2 guys on top of their game.
Shoves him off. Homicide swung that lariat, but on the receiving end of the German suplex.
And right on the shoulder, but Homicide back up. Moxley doesn't know it.
Homicide going for a suplex of his own, and he gets it.
Homicide seemingly on wobbly legs, and he's just pissed off Mox.
Telling him to bring it on. They both throw lariats at the same time. They collide, but neither goes down.
Takes a hell of a toll, both the swing and the absorbing of the blow.
Homicide blocks that one, looking for another ace crusher. No. Countered by Mox, boot to the midsection. Double arm DDT.
Got it all. 1, 2. Oh!
Homicide at 2.5, gets the shoulder up. Moxley converting into elbows to the side of the head.
Trying to knock Homicide out right here, and now trying to put him to sleep. The Bulldog choke.
Oh, shit. Looks like one of Homicide's teeth is there on the canvas.
Homicide's in trouble.
He's so close to tapping.
He's close to the ropes as well, though, and he's realizing how close he is, trying to inch his way toward that bottom rope to force a break of the hold.
It's a battle. Can he make it?
Moxley cranking down. Homicide starting to fade here.
He's got the bottom rope, forcing a break, and he lost a tooth. You were right. One of his teeth is on the canvas, and a bloody mouth from Homicide. Just the level of the fight between these two.
Talk about smash mouth style. We are witnessing it here from Game Changer Wrestling. If it's your first time, welcome. If you're a long time, what up though? Moxley and Homicide for the gold.
Homicide in the ring while Moxley on the floor, looking under the ring.
Perhaps going to start to put some plunder to use in this World Championship defense, as Homicide still worn down after sitting in that submission hold for a long period of time that had to take a lot out of Homicide.
This time of Moxley trying to grab these chairs may help Homicide a bit here as he tries to recuperate.
It's a race against time for Moxley here. The time to set this stuff up versus the payoff if it works out, but each second is like a minute in terms of Homicide's recovery.
And those red chairs from Howell placed in the corner.
From the humble origins in Howell, New Jersey. Shout out to Game Changer World.
It's Moxley with Homicide, looking to send him into that chair. Homicide puts on the brakes.
Homicide was too smart for it. Oh, no!
Came charging into the corner, collided with the chair.
Blocked the lariat the first time, but not the second.
Turned him inside out, hooks it. 2.
New champ!
Wow!
So close.
Homicide may have lost a tooth but gained a world championship, but he was robbed, deprived. The battle still goes on.
So close.
Homicide looking to follow up here, focusing on the neck, softening it up perhaps for the cop killer.
World title hanging in the balance here.
Chairs being introduced into the mix.
Oh no. Cop killer on the chairs.
Oh,
That'll
no.
win the championship for sure.
He's
Could
going
it be?
for it. Roll
Wait,
up here.
1, 2.
Oh!
Only 2.
2 count. Moxley had the tights but couldn't put him away. Now just biting back.
Just biting on his ear again. Biting on the side of the face.
Getting those chairs in position. Moxley. Double arm DDT on the chairs.
That's got to be it. Homicide just got spiked. Cover.
1, 2.
Homicide got the shoulder up. Moxley can't believe it.
Moxley was that close to retaining the title, but he's going to have to take it to another level to take out the notorious 187 Homicide.
Homicide wagging that finger at Moxley. No, not yet. And Moxley losing his temper here. Not something you usually see out of Jon Moxley. Frustration starting to show on the world champion here.
And with good reason. Stuff that would take out 9 out of 10 of the wrestlers in the game haven't been able to take out Homicide. Homicide's still in this, despite his current appearance.
The Homicide supporters trying to encourage him to fight back to his feet.
Chance of 187 starting to get split with Let's Go Mox.
Let's go, Mox!
Fans of both, but definitely I feel like the fans of 187 are in the majority at this moment.
Trying to get in the head of Homicide as well. But he'll have none of it.
Moxley incredulous that Homicide won't go down. Looking for the DDT again. Double leg pickup. Jackknife pin.
1,
Shoulders are down.
2.
Shoulders are down.
Oh my
No.
God, we almost had a new champion.
Both men back up. Shot to the throat by Homicide. Firing away. And
Oh.
biting him once again. Whatever it takes to become GCW World Champion. Off
That-
the ropes.
The chair still looming ominously.
Ducks under. Oh, clothesline.
No ducking that. He almost took the top of his head off.
Homicide on wobbly legs now.
This could be it.
DDT through
God.
the chair.
Cover.
1, 2, 3.
Moxley retains the world title.
The winner and still Game Changer Wrestling World Champion, Jon Moxley.
It was a battle, it was a war, but Moxley got the job done. Strong return showing for the GCW champion.
He's not the world champion for nothing. It's a man who fights inside the ring, outside the ring, in the fight literally for his life the last several months. And it is so good to see this man back doing what he does better than anyone on the face of the earth. Jon Moxley is still the GCW World Champion.
You don't get to wear the gold without doing the work. And when that bell rings, nobody does work better than Jon Moxley. What an amazing moment for Moxley to return. When this show was announced, when this show was sold out, Moxley wasn't even announced for it.
And there is a household of women in Cincinnati, Ohio watching on tonight that have to be extremely proud of this man.
As they should be. Shout out to the great Renee Paquette using that hashtag, the world on GCW. Moxley got the job done in an impressive form, going to war with Homicide. They took each other to the physical limits.
Homicide came so close to becoming GCW World Champion, may have lost a tooth in the process, gave it all he had, but it's Moxley, still Game Changer World Champ.
Homicide, the same building as you said, Lenny, that he defeated the American Dragon.
The Manhattan Center Complex here in New York City, his hometown.
Just one floor away from where we sit right now in front of a record-setting capacity crowd at the Hammerstein Ballroom in Homicide. Nothing for this man to hang his head about, a legitimate Hall of Famer, and he is hearing it from his hometown people here tonight.
The love for Homicide remains eternal. The respect for Homicide remains eternal. Respect, the word most synonymous with Homicide. He has the respect of everyone in this building and everyone in that locker room. Hands down. We'll find out what's next for Homicide in the days and weeks to come. And now Dave Prazak and Lenny Leonard